If today is all I've got, don't let me waste it. Yeah. The mirror knows. Yeah. The mirror knows the stories that I never say out loud. It watched me lose myself while smiling through the crowd. Every crack inside the glass reminds me where I've been, trying to fight invisible wars underneath my skin. I've carried guilt like luggage that nobody could see, dragging every yesterday everywhere with me. I kept rehearsing failures like they were my only song, believing every voice that kept saying I was wrong. There were mornings I woke up already feeling tired, dreams collecting dust while my hope quietly expired. The ceiling knew my prayers before the daylight ever came, wondering if tomorrow would remember my name. But somewhere in the silence, beyond the fear and shame, I felt a whisper telling me the sunrise looked the same. It didn't care how broken I believed I'd become, it simply kept on rising and invited me to come. Maybe healing isn't loud, maybe courage starts this way. One heartbeat, one deep breath, one decision, one more day. Every sunrise means another chance, another page that yesterday can't touch. I may still carry scars, but they don't own my heart. I'm learning hope isn't pretending everything is fine. It's choosing to keep walking when the road steals all your light. Every sunrise, yeah, means another chance. So if I'm still breathing, I'm not finished yet. People only saw the smile hanging on my face, never all the nights I lost trying to keep pace. Some called it weakness when my tears escape my eyes, but storms don't make you fragile, they reveal what survives. I built walls so high they blocked the light away, then wonder why my world kept looking gray. I kept asking heaven why the answers came so slow, never realizing roots grow deepest down below. Pain became a language that I spoke too well, like every memory had another prison cell. Still somewhere underneath the weight I couldn't move, a tiny spark kept whispering I still had something to prove. Not to people counting every failure that I made, not to voices celebrating every time I was afraid, but to the younger version staring through forgotten dreams, still believing life was more than how impossible it seemed. Every sunrise means another chance, another step beyond the fear inside. The road is never easy, but hope refuses to die. I won't let yesterday become my only identity. The future hasn't finished writing who I'm meant to be. Every sunrise means another chance. So today, I'll stand again. Maybe you've been hiding tears no one has ever seen. Maybe you're exhausted from pretending to be strong. Maybe you're wondering if anyone would notice if you disappeared. Listen, the sun has never asked permission to rise. Neither should your hope. I've learned scars aren't proof that life defeated me, the evidence that somehow I refused to leave. Every chapter filled with pain became another page, teaching broken hearts that healing doesn't come with age. Sometimes faith looks like standing when your knees give way. Sometimes victory is simply making it through the day. Sometimes courage whispers instead of shouting through the storm, yet that quiet determination keeps another soul warm. I used to think my ending had already been decided, now I know tomorrow hasn't even been invited. Every sunrise writes another promise in the sky, that broken things can bloom if they don't stop trying. Every sunrise means another chance, another reason not to quit. The night may know my failures, but morning does it. Every sunrise means another chance, another hope to hope. If my heart still beats, then purpose still calls my name. Every sunrise means another chance. If this song found you on your hardest day, promise yourself one thing: don't make a permanent decision because of a temporary night. Morning is already on its way, and maybe tomorrow begins with you. What's one battle you survived that made you stronger? Someone reading your answer today. I remember telling heaven, maybe I'm too far to save. While digging through the memories I'd already tried to bury. I wore confidence in public, but inside I shook with fear. Smiling at the world while hoping no one got too near. I watched opportunities disappear because I doubted every step. Built a prison out of questions, then convinced myself I was trapped. The loudest voice I ever fought wasn't coming from the crowd. It was the one inside my head saying I would never make them proud. I compared my broken journey to somebody else's race. Forgot that every soul is running at a different pace. Sometimes growth looks invisible before the branches reach the sky. The strongest tree spend years becoming what the world will recognize. If you're hearing every heartbeat like it's counting every flaw, remember diamonds aren't discovered until pressure leaves its mark. Maybe what you're calling failure is the training for your rise, because the strongest kind of courage usually grows where nobody looks twice. The mountain never moved, so I became the one who changed. Not because I stopped hurting, because I stopped surrendering. I used to chase acceptance from people passing through, handing them the pieces I was supposed to keep for truth. I kept shrinking who I was so everyone felt tall, then wonder why I disappeared inside it all. Some days healing is in progress, it's refusing to go backwards. Getting out of bed when every thought says stay where it's familiar. I learned peace doesn't always arrive with applause. Sometimes it quietly enters while you're cleaning up the losses. Sits beside your brokenness and says you don't have to become your worst day. So I stopped introducing myself by every mistake. Stop measuring tomorrow by the way yesterday gave. The past can teach me lessons, but it doesn't get to drive. Cause every single sunrise says I'm still alive. If the night could have destroyed me, it would have already won. If the pain defined me, I would have disappeared years ago. But somehow I'm still standing. There's a version of myself that I haven't met just yet. He's standing in tomorrow, and he hasn't given up on me. He's carrying the confidence I thought I'd never find, walking through the storms that used to paralyze my mind. Maybe he's not stronger because he never cried. Maybe he's just learned the tears don't cancel out your fight. Maybe courage isn't loud enough for headlines every day. Maybe courage is the choice to keep believing anyway. I buried dreams before they ever had the chance to breathe, because fear convinced my future was too fragile to believe. Now I'm planting hope where disappointment used to grow. Trusting seeds beneath the soil, become forests over time. My sunrise won't erase years of hidden pain, but one sunrise can remind me healing starts again. One step becomes another, then another after that, until one day I look behind and realize I never went back. The world may remember your failures, but the people who truly love you will remember that you never stopped getting back. Oh, if today is the only page I'm promised to receive, then I'll write it with the faith that tomorrow still believes. I'll carry every scar like proof the darkness couldn't win, because survival isn't where my story has to end. Maybe somebody listening feels invisible tonight. Maybe you're convinced the morning forgot your name. If that's you, borrow my hope until yours returns, because the sunrise has never skipped a single person, not once. And maybe tomorrow it rises for you too. If you could send one sentence to the version of yourself that almost gave up, what would you say? Your words might become someone else's sunrise. Yeah. Some nights I sat awake until the birds began to sing. Not because I love the silence, because my mind loves suffering. Every thought became a courtroom, every memory a case. Every verdict found me guilty before I spoke my place. I became my own accuser, my own prison, my own chain, turning every little failure into everlasting pain. The world kept saying move on, like it was easy to forget, but invisible wounds don't heal just because the sun is set. I was searching for a miracle in places full of fear, never noticing that hope had been quietly standing here. Maybe healing isn't waiting for the hurt to disappear. Maybe healing is deciding it won't be the driver anymore. I miss the version of myself that laughed without pretending. Before every happy moment came with thoughts of how it's ending. Back when dreams were wide enough to hold the weight of faith. Before disappointment taught my heart to hesitate. I spent years introducing people to the broken me, like pain was all I had left to offer honestly. But there's another side of me the darkness couldn't steal, the one that still believes tomorrow's scars can finally heal. So today I choose to meet the man I haven't been, not the one that fear created, but the one that's buried in. If I keep walking toward the light instead of running from the rain, maybe one sunrise at a time I'll find myself again. I kept asking heaven questions with a shaking, tired voice, wondering if silence meant I'd somehow lost my choice. I mistook unanswered prayers for abandoned love, never realizing roots were growing underneath the mud. Maybe God was building muscles where I only wanted peace, teaching me that lasting strength is never born with ease. The mountain didn't move because I needed stronger feet, and every painful season slowly taught my soul to breathe. Now I look behind and notice every valley that I crossed. Somehow every broken road became another lesson taught. The path I called rejection may have been protection too, because the doors that stayed shut led me somewhere new. The hardest lie I ever heard wasn't spoken by a crowd. It sounded like my own voice saying I would never make them proud. It whispered, you're too damaged, you're too late, you missed your time. Until I almost built my future from a sentence in my mind. Fear is good at painting pictures that don't actually exist, turning every tiny setback into proof that you'll be missed. But truth doesn't shout the loudest, it patiently remains, waiting for exhausted hearts to stop believing every pain. So I buried every label that my failures tried to write, because names given by regret don't survive the morning light. I'm not what happened to me, I'm what I choose to become. And every sunrise keeps reminding me my story isn't done. I carried everyone else's expectations on my back until I couldn't recognize the person under that, trying to earn love by becoming what they wanted me to be, while slowly losing every honest piece of me. I confused approval with acceptance for so long, changing every melody until I couldn't hear my song. Then one morning I woke up, thought and finally understood, you can't heal your heart by abandoning what's good. So if they leave because you're honest, let them go in peace. The right people won't require your identity to leave. Real love doesn't ask you to disappear to stay. It walks beside your scars and says, you're enough today. Tomorrow doesn't promise that the pain will disappear, but it does promise one more chance to stand instead of fear. One more chance to tell your story before silence gets the last word. One more chance to prove your heartbeat still deserves to be heard. The night may know your failures, the morning doesn't care. It rises for the broken just the same as millionaires. It doesn't ask how many times you fall into your knees. It simply lights another road and whispers, walk with me. Maybe that's the miracle we've overlooked for years. Not a life without the hurt, but hope surviving tears. And if the sun keeps rising after every darkest night, then maybe you and I were made to do the same with life. One day you'll wake up and realize the person you were trying to save was the person you became. Every sunrise means another chance, not because yesterday disappears, but because you don't have to stay the same. What was the darkest night you survived that made you see life differently? Your story could be the sunrise. Kid inside me, still waiting in the rain, still believing every broken promise somehow bears his name. He doesn't care for trophies, fame, or numbers on a screen. He just wants someone to tell him you became what you dreamed. I spent years chasing shadows that applauded for a day, while the child inside my heart slowly faded away. So tonight I make a promise that I should have made before. I'll stop trying to impress the world and finally start protecting what I'm living for. The loudest conversations happen when the room goes still. That's where fear begins, negotiating with your will. It reminds you of the people who walked away too soon, and paints your future with the colors of your wounds. But I've learned silence has another voice beneath the pain, one that gently says, you're still here. Not because life became easier, because your heart refused to quit. I used to run from every memory that carried any weight, thinking distance could erase the things I couldn't face. But pain has a strange way of learning every road you take, until one day you stop running and choose to heal instead. So I sat beside the version of myself I'd always feared, listened to his broken stories through exhausted tears. He wasn't asking me for perfection, he was only asking me not to leave him there alone. Everybody talks about the ones who walked away, but nobody celebrates the few who chose to stay. The friend who answered midnight calls, the mother who kept praying, the stranger who smiled without knowing they were saving someone. Sometimes miracles don't look like angels, sometimes they look like ordinary people choosing kindness on an ordinary day. Maybe the storm wasn't sent to destroy me, maybe it came to reveal me. Gold doesn't become beautiful without the fire, seeds never become forests without being buried first. Maybe everything I called the end was heaven quietly preparing a beginning I wasn't ready to understand. If tomorrow comes, I won't waste it comparing my chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. I won't let fear write another sentence inside a story that belongs to hope. I laugh harder, love deeper, forgive quicker, cry honestly, pray longer, and remember, being alive is already a miracle. Most people forget to notice the man I'm becoming, would be proud that I didn't quit when quitting felt reasonable. He won't remember how many nights I cried, he'll remember that every single morning I stood back up. Success won't define him, kindness will, pain won't introduce him, character will. The world may never understand the battles I survived, but I don't need applause to know I won. I won. I won. I won. If this became the final sunrise I'd ever get to see, I'd spend it telling people what they meant to me. I'd hug a little tighter, forgive a little faster, stop chasing things that never loved me back. I thank every scar, because every scar carried me here. I thank every tear, because every tear watered a future I couldn't yet imagine. And before the light disappeared, I'd whisper, thank you for one more chance. If you're listening and life feels heavier than your heart can carry, read this carefully. The night has convinced thousands of people that morning would never come. They lied every single time. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, you are not too damaged, you are not too late. Some flowers bloom in spring, some bloom in winter, neither is less beautiful. So don't measure your journey against someone else's season, because the sun never rises for everyone at exactly the same moment. One day you'll stop asking, why did life break me? And start asking, who did it help me become? That's the day you'll realize the sunrise was never just in the sky. It had been rising inside you all along. If tomorrow truly is another chance, what is the one thing you'll finally choose to do? Someone reading your answer may find the courage to take their own first step.